Here's 101 rust tips and tricks that you need to know. The first tip is if you place garage doors on the inside, you can actually see through the bottom of them. This works on both sides. If there's a bush right outside your base and you want to get rid of it, all you have to do is place a foundation over it. If you have grass displacement turned on, it's much easier to find dropped weapons on the floor. This is what it looks like with grass displacement turned off. Usually when you throw supply signals, there'll be pink smoke everywhere. But if you right click throw it on a garage door and open it, there won't be any smoke. If you ever run out of low grade on a tugboat, one thing you can do is place 2 bear rugs down and you'll actually be able to push the tugboat. It's not the best, but it's better than nothing. If you've got a bunch of boxes in your tugboat and you don't want people to see them, just place rugs over the windows and no one can see in. You can survive a fall from any height as long as you catch yourself on the top of a wall. In a minicopter you can crash into chain link fences and it won't blow up. It don't matter how fast you're going either. There's actually a hidden rust logo inside the default furnace. If you're getting attacked by an animal, all you have to do is build a foundation and stand on it, and the animal will run away. Whenever you use night vision goggles, there'll always be this annoying sound. To get rid of it, all you have to do is an emote, and the sound will disappear. You can actually see all the way through double doors. As you can see here, you can clearly see a tool cupboard. If you're getting door camped, one thing you can do is upgrade a wall, right click throw a grenade onto the wall, and then rotate it, and the grenade will blow up outside. If you want to see inside a base before raiding it, all you have to do is run up, look up, and F1 kill. And in this case you can see exactly where the tool cupboard is. If you've built your base near a hill and you don't want people building on top of your roof, all you have to do is place a bunch of siren lights all around your base, and now no one can place twig on your base. When you use the torch in water, it instantly goes out. But as long as you keep left clicking, it won't go out, even at the bottom of the ocean. But if you don't want to keep left clicking, all you have to do is buy the abyssal torch skin, as this can be used underwater. You can actually place an oil refinery inside the legacy shacks and still get in and out. If you're ever getting Molotov raided, you can actually shoot the fire out with water guns. You're actually fast enough to run around the turret without getting shot. Did you know that you can use F1 grenades underwater? You can actually drink water to heal yourself all the way up to 60 health. You can also drink it to get rid of radiation poisoning. You can paint the egg costume the same colour as the terrain to make yourself much harder to see. You can actually stack small boxes on top of each other if you place them inside open doors. If you're struggling to fit a large box in your TC room, one thing you can do is rotate the wall and it'll be much easier to fit. When you craft gunpowder in a mixing table, it costs less charcoal. You can hear people jumping from further away than you can hear them running. You can instantly reload weapons by putting them in turrets and turning the turret off and then on again. And as you can see, it's reloaded. In Outpost you can buy smoke grenades for 5 scrap, then you can recycle the smoke grenades for gunpowder and metal frags, and then you can craft pistol bullets in Outpost. The best way to break SAM sites is with 3 Molotovs. When you're driving boats, instead of holding down W, what you should do instead is tap it. This will make the boat much quieter. If you wear a wetsuit, a bandana and a riot helmet, you get 100% melee protection. Most people know that you can refill jackhammers at workbenches. But did you know you can do the same thing at repair benches? You can also refill diving tanks at workbenches. When farming with an ice pick, if you miss the spark on the first hit, it only takes 5 hits to break a node. But if you hit the spark on the first hit, it takes 6. If you press middle mouse button on an item in the crafting menu, it actually crafts 5. In Outpost you can buy tactical gloves for 40 scrap. Then you can recycle the gloves for sewing kits, and then the sewing kits for rope, and the rope for cloth. When you're getting raided and someone breaks your door, you actually won't be able to replace the door straight away. So what you can do instead is place lockers in front of it. Ceilings don't have this feature, so you can instantly replace them. To check if you're getting door camped, place a rug on your door, then place a couple splitters, and when you break the rug, the splitters will still be there, and you can safely see if you're getting door camped. Then to get out, just pick up the splitters. If you keep losing your stashes, try putting a pager in them, and when you activate the pager, the stash will come up by itself. You can also stick C4 onto stashes, and then whenever you want, you can just blow it up. You can also use C4 to trap oil rig. All you have to do is put in the SOS frequency, and then just hide the C4, and whenever anyone swipes red card, it'll blow up. A quick and safe way to get started is to break these signs in Outpost. Each one will give you a pipe and a road sign, and you can recycle each one into 5 scrap and 1 high qual. The cheapest way to break a wall in the game is to use shotgun traps with handmade shells. You can use this website Rust Maps to see more details about your server, from things where nodes spawns and where caves are, and even where animals and players spawn. If you go over to the language options, you'll see a bunch of languages. There's actually a hidden one called the pirate language. This will change a bunch of item names into stuff that's pirate themed. Molotovs do more damage to double doors than single doors. They also do more damage to gates than they do large walls. You can place ladders on high walls, but you can't place ladders on gates. Using the boogie board is actually faster than using flippers. You can hide tool cupboards and boxes behind tier 3 workbenches. To do this, make a door frame, put the tool cupboard or box down, place a rug, then put the tier 3 down and a box underneath, and it's hidden. If you have a medkit in your hotbar, you have a 100% chance to stand up. You should change the key for hover loot to a mouse button so you can move while looting. If you press Alt with hover loot, you'll instantly equip clothing. The stone pickaxe is better at farming animals than the stone hatchet. If you run around the base with a triangle ceiling out, you can see exactly where people's tool cupboards are placed. Another good way to get started in Rust is to use missions. For example, this one gives you a jackhammer, and this one gives you a pump shotgun. You can use the crane in Junkyard to instantly one-shot people. If you farm an inventory of wood, you can actually turn it into tool cupboards to save on inventory space. You can do the same thing with stone by crafting large stone walls. Some gun skins have different iron sights, and some gun skins' iron sights glow in the dark. You can get this helmet completely for free. All you have to do is go on Steam and download Clatter. Then you can sit on the main menu for 30 minutes and you'll be able to get the Clatter helmet for free. The next Rust tip is to quit your job. This will give you way more time to play Rust. But if you're too young to have a job, don't worry. You can drop out of school. This will also give you way more time to play Rust. These next tips and tricks are all to do with monuments in Rust. In military tunnels, you can jump off of this light onto this pipe, and if you run all the way down, it can be a pretty sneaky hiding spot. On large rig, you can actually get on top of the red card room. All you have to do is jump on this vent and then jump onto this railing, and you can easily get up here. This is a good spot for taking heavies. You can actually get to the top of large rig without killing a single scientist. All you have to do is run past the one on the bottom of the dock and run all the way up to the 3rd floor. And then get in the 3rd floor vent. In here you can heal up, and when you're done you leave through the other side and jump on these barrels. And then into this other vent. Then go exactly where I go in the video until you end up at this exit. Then jump on these red pipes and into another vent. Then you can sit in this room and wait for someone to take heavies. And when they do, you'll be behind them for some free loot. You can also climb from the bottom of the helipad all the way up to the top floor. You can do this on both oil rigs. On small rig you can jump up from the bottom of this torch all the way up to the top floor for a sneaky way up. You can also do this on large rig to get to the 5th floor. On small rig you'll see walls like this all the way around. If you turn object quality to 0 you'll be able to see through them. There's also a hole in the floor here that you can shoot through. There's actually a really good hiding spot on small rig. All you have to do is jump in between these pipes and eventually you'll get up here. Another good hiding spot is right up here. This is a pretty good spot to sit with your silencer. On the 2nd floor of rig, there's a few spots you can jump up and see the 1st floor. Such as this one. There's another one here. And this one's my personal favourite. There's actually a few good hiding spots in the gas station. If you open that door you can jump up here. Another good spot is here on the roof. Another good gas station tip is if you jump off this roof you usually take damage. But if you jump on this metal beam first and then drop, you take no damage. A quick tip for cargo is that you can actually place ladders. This is pretty useful as it lets you board from the back. Another cargo tip is in the captain's office there's actually a microphone that works in game. You can play music through this in game. You can actually hide inside all of the quarries. If you go in here and keep jumping, eventually you'll get stuck. Now this is a pretty sneaky spot. If you ever get trapped in the airfield towers, one thing you can do is just jump on the wall for a quick exit. You can actually jump on top of the skull from this tower. It's a pretty good spot. In mining outposts, most people know if you jump on these tires you can jump on the roof. But there's actually another way to do this by jumping on this shack roof and then through this hole. This is a sneaky way to get to the recycler on Lighthouse. As you can see, you just jump in the middle of the stairs and then you're behind the recycler. If you ever want to get down from the top of dome really quickly without taking any damage, all you have to do is find this pipe and slide in between it and you'll take 0 fall damage. You can actually jump down from the top of launch site as well just by jumping into one of these 4 buildings. Although it doesn't look like it, you can actually jump over this wall here. If you need to get back in this tower and you can't go through the door, you can just jump on this edge and then back on the balcony. Near the rocket there's actually a pretty good sniping spot you can get in. These next tips and tricks are all keybinds or commands, they'll all be in the description below. By default this is how guns will look in your hands. But if you type this command in, it'll look like this, which lets you see way more. If you don't want to keep toggling on your flashlight, then all you have to do is type this command in, and then whenever you aim in, the flashlight will turn on. If you type this keybind in, it'll give you the ability to zoom in, which is obviously pretty useful. If you have a soft side on a base, type this command in, and then you only have to press one button. If you type this command in, you'll be able to craft bandages just by pressing one button. If you want to see your FPS, all you have to type in is perf1, and you'll be able to see your FPS. If you're sick of holding W, then type this command in, and you'll only have to press one button to run. The 100th tip is to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. And the final tip is to click on this video for even more Rust tips and tricks.